for someone, it might not be what you need, but if you've dealt with an inflammatory condition or autoimmune condition, then you should know that like your food, your nutrition is up there. You need to keep it up there. Hey guys, how are you doing? Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to a new video. If this is your first time meeting me, my name is Mecca. I live in the south of England. I grow most of my vegetables, thankfully, and once upon a time, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and chronic pain. Thanks to God and life-giving food, in my kitchen, I have been able to reverse these conditions. Now, this video is just trying to show you the things that are in my anti-inflammatory pantry, okay? So I am also doing an unboxing, completely unsponsored, okay? Nobody has asked me to do this. I'm doing this to show you guys, give you an insight, because a lot of times people ask me, can you do what you eat in a day video? What you eat in a day video would not really give you a good enough insight as to what I eat, because it changes, and diversity is the key to healing your gut. Diversity is so important, and this is a picture I'm trying to show you why I go for so many different things and why I spend so much money on my health. Yes, we spend so much money, but trust me, for me, it's much more cheaper than going there and spending money in hospital bills. And also, guys, people spend this money on things like, you know, eating out. I have nothing against, but we can't afford to spend on this and then also eat out. And also people will spend this money on designer outfits on holidays. I love holidays. I'd love to have more holidays, but I have to also compromise and invest in my health for now. So these are the things. So first of all, let's go over to our Buy Whole Foods order. Should we? Just came today and I thought I need to show you guys. Now, these are not the only things I would order from Buy Whole Foods, right? This is what I've ordered for the next 2 months or thereabouts, and then we reorder. So I do about maybe, let's say about 8 to 10 orders a year from Buy Whole Foods, depending on the stock I have and the deals they have. So today's order, I've just opened it, all right? The packaging is quite eco-friendly, so that's one good thing about Buy Whole Foods. Quite eco-friendly, apart from obviously they still use plastic and it's not non-reusable, it's single-use plastic. So first of all, we've got some spelt flour. This is spelt flour from Buy Whole Foods. The prices are fairly reasonable. I'll ask you to go and look them up because this is not sponsored. Why do we use spelt? Spelt is one of those grains that has less gluten, and actually less people have less sensitivity. So sometimes I go for spelt or einkorn or kamut. I actually prefer kamut to einkorn or spelt, but this month this is what is affordable for us, so we go for that. So this is what I have einkorn left. That is einkorn, and I normally buy this from these people, Shipton Mill. I love their brand. I buy it twice a year from them, so I stock up. I have actually run out. But then I store these flours in the freezer because when they're whole grains, they need to be in the freezer. Some other flours I love using to bake will be teff. This thing here, teff flour. That is also from Shipton Mill. They're the cheapest in the UK. I'm sure you can get teff elsewhere, but these are the places I've been able to source. And what other flours do I use? Let me see if I've got any other flours in here today. No other flours. So we've got the flour this will be for the children's pancakes. I would also be adding some oats. So I normally use oats for their pancakes. So this is what I buy. It's usually cheaper. Actually, the funny thing is Pinhead, which is steel cut oats, are cheaper than the normal rolled oats, and they're better for your GI. So I buy this, and if I have to bake with them, I would actually mill it and add it to their flour. So we use about 2 or 3 grains on average whenever we make pancakes. So this is one of the important things we buy for our anti-inflammatory kitchen. So I've got 2 bags of that. That's quite a lot, yeah. That's the second bag. So I have 2 bags of my oats from Buy Whole Foods, and this should last the kids. The kids mainly take oats. I don't, because for me, oats actually can be inflammatory. So you see, it's an anti-inflammatory kitchen, but I don't use oats because it has this adenine. I'm not pronouncing that right, but it's a protein that's like gluten, so my body doesn't like it. All right. And the truth is, when it comes to healing, it's not a one size fits all. We all respond to different things differently. Once you've healed, you can actually tolerate more things. But for me, I've just decided I avoid gluten, I avoid oats, because I know that it stimulates my immune system. Autoimmune conditions have that. So I'm sensible enough to know what not to go back taking, even if I know I have been healed. I don't want to trigger inflammation. One other really important thing we buy will be tiger nuts, okay? We buy tiger nuts, and they're from Spain. They're organic. They're really good quality from Buy Whole Foods. I used to bring this from Africa years ago, but I stopped because I found it cheaper. Not cheaper per se, but less hassle. It's a little bit cleaner than the ones from Africa and just less stress. Because I would pay for postage from Africa and end up, like, to be honest, throwing away half of it. So unless I pick it myself in Africa, I'm not going to be buying it. So we get about 3 kg. 1 kilo will last us about 2 times, about 2 weeks. So this is about 6 weeks worth. So it's not going to last us for 2 full months. But then we sometimes supplement with other plant milk, which I'll show you. Now, guys, I really wish Buy Whole Foods was paying me. Nobody's paying me, okay? I'm telling you, I share this with people because I want us to get the best bargains if we can, and also at the end of the day to heal. Now, I buy cashews, and well, I normally would buy this. It's about 12 or 13 pounds a kilo, organic cashews. And guess what? Buy Whole Foods gave this to me for free. So this week they had spend £60 and you get 1 bag of cashews free. So this is one of the reasons I like buying Whole Foods. And also you get some points you save towards your next bills with. So the cashews were free. I bought sodium bicarb from them. It's food grade, but I use it for cleaning mostly, not for ingesting. So it's really helpful for cleaning. Also for descaling your kettle, you could just use citric acid. I didn't buy it from them. I buy citric acid. That's not here. But just in case you want a non-toxic cleanings, sodium bicarb is really helpful with apple cider vinegar. And then we also love black-eyed beans, okay? Now, these are organic, obviously. That's why I'm buying this. You can buy this from the African shop. I can't tell you off the top of my head how much this costs. This is not about cost. This is about what I use, okay? Go ahead. If you want them, look for them, and you'll find out what they cost, because I can't break down everything. It costs me a lot. I will say on average for food, we spend on average about £600 monthly. Yes, and that is because we don't eat a lot of meat. So if we did eat a lot of organic meat, we probably spend about £800-900 a month. But that is also because I grow a lot of my vegetables. That would also add to your bill. So all in all, it is expensive. A lot of your money will go into eating healthy, but trust me, the time and the energy and the stress you save from being ill, it's actually worth it. That's my personal opinion. And then finally, I bought some lentils. I love these black lentils. They're so delicious. Buying in bulk also saves you a lot of money. So if you're buying these things like in little bits, you end up spending more money. So that's our Buy Whole Foods unboxing done for the month. Other things I would normally buy from Buy Whole Foods will be rice. So I normally make my rice flour. That is my black rice flour. So I buy black rice from them. You see what that looks like? That's just the one that's left over. I also have some sprouting seeds, a lot of things left over. So this is what I mean. I don't buy every single thing every time. I buy now and again. So it spreads the cost. So I could spend about this £60 every 2 months at Buy Whole Foods. And that way we don't feel the pressure. So spending £120 in 4 months is not as bad as obviously spending it every day. And these things last. These lentils will probably feed us about 4 meals, and the beans will also give us about 3 meals. So you can imagine, and these will give the children have pancakes and waffles a lot of times for snacks and or pick me up or breakfast, and I make once every week. So this will give me about four portions, adding oats to it. So all in all, you can see that we have a good spread here. Let's move over to the things I currently have at home that I am not unboxing. Oh, guys, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this video. If you want to see more unboxing videos, and if you want to actually understand what I eat in a day, I'll try and do a video, but I can't show you all the things if I eat them in a day, and that doesn't give you a clear picture, does it? Now, we love dates, okay? I make a lot of tiger nut milk, so dates are part of this tiger nut milk thing. And then because I personally don't eat animals, I don't eat chicken or beef, I eat fish occasionally, not a lot. I have to have a lot of mushrooms. So these are the fresh ones I would usually buy, just any fresh mushrooms, but these are organic mushrooms. Now I'll prep them. These are from Costco UK. I'll prep them, chop them up and freeze them. That's what I normally would do, so I have them ready to use when I'm on the go. And then I also have dried mushrooms, which I love using for my soups and sauces as well, but so dried mushrooms I prefer for my African soup. These are dried oysters, these are dried shiitakes. As you can see, this is like, I get this from Dilomat Farms in Nigeria. I love them because they're really like practice all natural, so they're mushrooms and they're affordable for me. And then these ones I get from Chinese shops. These are from China. These are shiitake, lotus shiitake mushrooms. They are a bit expensive. I believe this amount cost about £16, but this would last me a few months, so it's not what I buy every single day, and this is still cheaper than buying meat. Yes, if I were buying a bucket of chicken and chips, it probably won't be this big and it will cost me more than £16, so this is my justification. So the meat stuff is out of the way. So now over to the oils. Now, oils are inflammatory, they're pro-inflammatory. They do or can be anti-inflammatory. However, oil-free cooking is the ultimate, like, yeah, if you want to be really, really healthy, avoid oils. But I'll show you the oils I use and I'll explain to you why I use the oils I use. So the first off will be avocado oil. I love avocado oil because it has a high heat point, high heat in oil, which can be unhealthy and actually cancer causing, basically inflammatory causing. So ensure, I have a video on oils, I need to probably update it. Ensure it is non-GMO, okay? Ensure it is expeller naturally pressed, so it's cold pressed, it is not extracted with chemicals, because that's another way they extract oils. And the only ingredient you have is let me show you, avocado oil. So that is very important. So these are the reasons I use this. This brand is the only brand I find that has ticks all these boxes. It's not very cheap, but yeah. We also use it for skincare as well, so it's not just for eating, because remember, your skin is your biggest organ. So most of the oils I'll show you, we use them for skincare as well. Now this one is the expensive one. I actually love Olivology's brand because I can relate to them. It's a business that I can see the people that tell you how everything's been processed. But this is a similar one. This is basically, but it's cold extraction. It's a brand I love using when I can't get Olivology. Basically, I love this olive oil when I can't get Olivology because it's 100% olives that are, harvested the old traditional ways, and it's cold pressed. It doesn't say this is organic, but I try to buy organic. I actually have another olive oil. Let me show you the other olive oil I use for cooking and sauteing. So there's two different types of olive oils I use. Now this particular one is meant to be just for finishing dishes. So it's not really meant to be for cooking. It's just, if you see the bottom there, it's for finishing. Whereas this one you can use to cook. That's why I buy two different ones. I prefer the brand Olivology. I don't have it. It's a bit more pricey. At this period in time, I don't have it. I'll probably get it, I guess, it once or twice a year. It's a big treat when I can, but it's really good for me. And obviously the Mediterranean diet consists of olive oil, but you have to ensure the source of the olive oil has not been contaminated. A lot of times it's like a mixture of oils and it's not pure olive oil. So oils, and then the most important oil as well, we use palm oil. Now, palm oil in Nigeria, West Africa, is highly sustainable. Actually, Africa is part of our food. It's just like olive oil is to the Mediterraneans. That's palm oil to us in Africa, in West Africa, really. So it's not about the cosmetic ones or anything like that. Palm oil We need it for our food. It's just part of our staple food. Everything, to be fair, every form of oil we use has to be in moderation. So I recommend, if you use oils, just little amounts, reduce it drastically. We can cook without oils, and oils can be pro-inflammatory. If you have any heart conditions, I would advise you strongly to just avoid oils. What else do I want to show you? Right. Oh, final oil will be coconut oil. So coconut oil comes in handy for our curries. Again, it's cold pressed, it's unrefined, and this is organic as well. This, we use a lot of it for our skincare as well. So we use this and shea butter and a bit of olive or avocado oil for our skincare. So skincare is really important. Like I said, skin is the biggest organ. It absorbs pretty much a lot of things you put on it. So we need to be very, very intentional about what we put on our skin. Trying to make this video a bit fast. Might be a long one, but hopefully it will help you. Leave me a comment. Let me know if I just needed to go straight to the point and show you this is what I use. But I think I needed to justify or explain to a degree why I use some things. Probably not even to detail. Now, vinegars. So apple cider vinegar, really popular. I use it to make fire cider. I use it for hair care as well. So it's part of my anti-inflammatory pantry. I always want to have it handy. And then this brown rice vinegar or balsamic vinegar. This is the brand I've just been using. It's really good for the Esselstyn diet. So if you just want to do vegetables for your heart, just a bit of balsamic vinegar after you've made the veggies. It's really tasty as well. Okay, oils, vinegars out of the way. Back to Buy Whole Foods. Something else I love buying from Buy Whole Foods are my seeds. So in here, I have pumpkin and sunflower seeds, which I love buying from them. I toast it and I put it in my fridge and I just use it. Now I'm running out, but I can't afford to buy it this month, so probably next month. And these are the things I have to do to juggle our finances to ensure that we can steadily eat healthy, anti-inflammatory consistently. So we have to skip some things some months, but diversity, like I've shown you, so many different vegetables, well, so many different grains and things we eat. Obviously the mushrooms are not vegetables, but that is just because we have to have that diverse, broad, diet. Science and research has shown that to stay healthy with your gut health, you need at least 30 different vegetables in your weekly diet. Now that is a lot, but this is how we get them in. So obviously tiger nuts and things like dates and mushrooms and stuff will really help you go a long way. Another one I really would not be doing without will be baobab. Honestly, I love baobab, and it's one of the highest vitamin C fruits out there. I don't know why it's not sold as a superfruit, but it is not cheap. A kilo cost me about £20 in the UK. Probably similar in Nigeria, but actually in the Gambia where I buy it from, it's when I buy it from the Gambia, it's a lot cheaper. Baobab, I add it to my smoothies, so we always want it, and it actually makes the smoothie taste better. Some people don't like the taste. I don't know, what is your problem? You don't like the taste? Anyway, I'm joking. We all have different taste buds. Now, another thing I add to smoothies will be seaweed kelp. This is just a brand I have bought once. It is really expensive. I won't recommend this brand just because of the cost, but they're probably ethical and all that. I try to use it a tiny teaspoon in my smoothies. If you look at videos on how I make smoothies, you'll see how I use seaweed. Now, this is the big one. I'll show you all the other things. These are things already in my pantry. Flax seeds. I buy the organic one from Flax Farm. They are in the UK. I normally would buy a pack, and this was bought in January, and this is March, so about 3 months. 6 of one. So we have the gold and we have the brown. That, if you look properly, is mixed in there. So 6 of each, which is 12, will last me 3 months. We use quite a bit of it, but then it's really part of our anti-inflammatory diet because it's high in lignin, high in fiber, and especially high in omega-3. And so I would not be doing without flax seeds in my anti-inflammatory pantry. I discovered this brand recently. This is the 3rd bottle I have bought from them, and I actually love it. This is for years I couldn't tolerate probiotics because I had histamine sensitivity, which means things that are high histamine were a problem to me, I would not necessarily break out in hives, but I'll probably have other symptoms. But this, obviously, we know that probiotics are really good for you, but they don't work. The tablets don't work because they go straight to your gut. Your stomach acid destroys the whole thing. But this has been brewed in an acid culture, and hence it can go bypass the stomach acid and actually benefit your gut. So it's the one I have been using. It's a UK brand. It's also not cheap, but one thing I'll say, like buying in bulk, this month is the first time I have subscribed. So if you subscribe, you save money. Nothing is sponsored. I'm just sharing with you the tips on how I save money. So buying a 3 monthly is way cheaper than buying it monthly. And yeah, you can hopefully maybe suspend if you don't need it every 3 months. But for me, I think I would need it. One lasts about a month, and it works out to be about 25 odd pounds when you buy it as a subscribe. No, less than that, isn't it? 70 pounds for 3 months. Do the math. Sorry. And I also love Rosita Real Foods. Rosita Real Foods are my go-to. Is it showing you? This is ratfish oil. I only discovered it from there. It's either cod liver oil or ratfish. Their cod liver is like the purest. It's handcrafted, so they don't process it in any mechanical form. I just like seeing transparency in brands. I like making sure that a brand is transparent enough to know how it's sourced, because that's one thing, people don't tell you what happens behind the scenes, and you can go ahead and buy stuff, and at the end of the day, you're buying something that is really toxic. I have reacted to so many things, especially cod liver oils in the past, that I'm really very careful. So they end up being like the pricey ones, but it's not because it's more expensive I buy them, it's because I can see the story and I can tell there's a bit of traceability, and yeah, they have been tested independently and verified to be safe. I sound like a sales rep, don't I? I could do well when I sell things. Nah, I'm not selling things. I'm just telling you what's good for me. I'll talk about my things that are really important for me, because some of you watching are obviously dealing with autoimmune conditions and you want to know the things you can tolerate. So for me, I don't do a lot of some of the things my children eat, but I still ensure they have the best as much as I can afford. So one of the things I really like, which I don't use that often, is pea pasta. It's gluten-free and it tastes nice and it's actually nutritious. So I use it, not all the time, but I buy it, and this pack could last me about 3 meals or thereabout. I mix it up. Another thing I would take a lot of will be my lentils, the red ones. I've shown you the black ones from Buy Whole Foods. I found buying it cheaper at Waitrose. If it changes price, I'll go back to Buy Whole Foods because I can always get deals there. And finally, where's the other thing I like buying? My gluten-free pasta. So the kids they don't have gluten-free pasta, but I always ensure I buy them organic pasta, organic flour, organic pasta. Now, this is because wheat is one of the heavily pesticide-laden plants, okay, because of glyphosate. Now, glyphosate is used to prevent or hybridize it, prevent weeds, and also dry it when it's harvested, before it's obviously milled. So I ensure if I'm buying stuff, it has no glyphosate as much as I can possibly tell. This is actually, I got this from Lidl Europe. Lidl UK doesn't sell organic, so this is a Lidl brand, as you can see. But when I can, I buy it from Dove's Farm. So I buy their pasta either from Dove's Farm or Buy Whole Foods, wherever I find a deal, to be honest. And this is the brand I love also from Dove's Farm. This is for me. This is my brown rice. It's organic, it's gluten-free, and it's vegan. Rice is one of those grains that could be inflammatory, but also you just have to eat it in moderation, like really small amounts, because I really like rice. But I still don't eat this pasta every week. In fact, I've forgotten I had this here. It lasts a long time, so I'll probably eat some today or whenever. I just remembered I'll probably have a bit of pasta today. But I don't have pasta that often. So when you know something could be an inflammatory trigger, just try and avoid it as much as you can. The final thing I'll show you here that I eat will be, we make a bit of stir-fry Chinese, homemade. We like Chinese here, so I try to make it myself. So I like buying like brown rice, vermicelli. The organic brands sometimes a bit rubbish. They get sticky, but this brand is good. It's a Vietnamese brand. I buy this from the Chinese shop where I buy the dried shiitake. What else? I love blackstrap molasses. Now, I'm not into sugar, but because I've had fibroids, I take my herbal tea every morning. This helps me because I have anemia. I've always had anemia, but it's been in control. I don't need to take drugs anymore, thank God. But I have to take a tablespoon of this, half a teaspoon rather, in my teas every morning. So it just gives you that extra iron, and it's all natural, organic, and it's unsulfured. So if you're going for blackstrap molasses, come on. So if you're going for blackstrap molasses, ensure it's unsulfured. We're nearly there. For the kids, for our pancakes and things, I use a bit of coconut sugar. So trying to get coconut sugar. Sugar is sugar, it will spike your sugars, but I use a bit of it for their pancakes and waffles, which they eat a lot of. For me personally, the flour I use for my own baking, which is gluten-free, I try to go grain-free, but sometimes I don't. So I use a bit of cassava and tapioca flour. I can make my own cassava flour when I can. If I can't make mine, then I buy from Whole Foods. I also like buying my coconuts whole, but sometimes I buy this desiccated coconut, and you can use it to make your, like, you know, energy balls and things like that. Couscous, the kids love. Couscous obviously is from wheat, so I try to ensure it's organic. Guys, I don't always do every single thing organic. Like you can see, this rice is not organic. Even organic or inorganic rice has high arsenic levels. So we still do things that are not organic, but we try to just get things that are a bit as ethical and as healthy and anti-inflammatory as possible. They love lasagna. They have lasagna probably once a quarter. So they don't have it all the time. I mix it also with lentils, but I buy the organic lasagna sheets. You can also buy that. They're not the price. Do you know what? The price difference in some organic things are not as bad. So sometimes we just turn our noses up and say, I'm not having. Guys, once upon a time, I used to go to a cousin's house. She had a lot of organic food, and I'd be like, why are you wasting money buying organic? What do you think organic does? And I thought she was stupid and wasteful. And now today she comes to me and she says, Chibaka, I can't believe you spend so much and buy this much organic. But that's because knowledge has come. So when you're ignorant about something, don't feel, these people don't know what they're doing. Yes, I have spent a lot of time researching, studying, and finding out why I need to do these things, and that's the reason why I'm doing them. Now, for someone, it might not be what you need, but if you've dealt with an inflammatory condition or autoimmune condition, then you should know that, like, your food, your nutrition is up there. You need to keep it up there. Finally, guys, I don't think we'll have a full detail of everything we do, but this is what is left here. We love sardines. They do that once a week. We have sardine and eggs. I do join them sometimes as well. Try to buy the ones with brine, because the ones with oil could be inflammatory. And that's the spaghetti organic one as well. And whenever I buy tomato paste and stuff, I also try to ensure it's organic. And that's why I grow a lot of my vegetables. So all in all, these are the sort of dry things, non-perishable, apart from the mushrooms, that we have. We do spend about £25 a week on average on fresh things for juicing. And obviously, like buying fruits and things like that weekly. We spend that. Citrus is key, pineapples, mangoes, and berries I don't buy, which would have been really expensive, because I harvest, or I forage for it in the summer, and I store it. Like, we're literally running out of our berries now, our blackberries. So I know that we won't have enough to tide us through till the summer, but in a few months we'll have berries again, and we'll harvest as much as we can and store. And we do harvest quite a lot. We grow strawberries. I have black currants I grow. So yeah, these are the things I eat. I don't eat a lot of things, and I probably should do a video showing you the high inflammatory things I avoid. So because I don't eat a lot of things, I try to condense the nutrients in the things I eat, and that's the reason for this. Now, obviously, going to our African pantry, we have a lot of African veg I try and bring from home, or I buy here, like bitter leaf, ugu or water leaf, and I freeze them. So I buy those things, I freeze, and we don't use them all the time. We use them to make our soups What else? Things like starch from Africa, like plantain flour, gari, which is our cassava flakes, I bring from home as well. I try not to buy it, not because I have anything against it. It's cheaper if I get it from home. And so I just juggle and I weigh the things that I can really afford to bring from home. But guys, we've come to the end of this video. There might be some pulses I haven't shown you just because I don't always buy them. And when I do, I'll show you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I really would love to hear from you, and I'd like to answer and explain to you anything you know that wasn't clear in this video. I'm so glad, I'm happy you coming here to watch me. I hope you can share these videos, and if you haven't yet subscribed, kindly subscribe. You know, join this family. We're trying to be healthier. We're taking our health into our own hands, and we ultimately want to spread good news, spread love, and, you know, not hate. So as much as we can, let us share this love to others. Guys, it's not cheap, but to be honest, yeah, probably say you could save £200 or more a month if you're not spending this much on organic. But I was so ill that, you know what, I'll do anything to stay healthy, and this is one of the things I'll do. So if you don't really think it's worth it for you, that's fine. I have nothing against you, but I just want to share to those people, and I believe it will benefit a lot of people. So thank you for watching to this point. If you have, until next time, I will see you in another video. Bye. Phew, who's gonna sort this place out now?